So we know Shiba Inu as one of the best assets in all of crypto. I've said this for a long time. I'm very excited about the future of SHIB, and we know it's making some nice moves in price right now. But there is something that really would separate Shiba Inu from the rest of the pack, actually making it the best store of value in the crypto space. This is what brought me to Shiba Inu in the first place. And in fact, we may be back on this path towards actually removing trillions of Shiba Inu supply, and I really want to have a discussion about a couple changes that have happened with you guys. So if you're new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So SHIB, like we talked about earlier today, it's starting a nice recovery day. Hopefully this continues. We'll see what happens. Obviously, once the CPI report comes out, SHIB is getting ready to make some of those throws towards a new all-time high, which I think are going to happen anyways. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if Shiba Inu cements itself as a top 10 asset by the end of this market cycle. Not surprising things. SHIB is so much in its infancy, but it's on the verge of the top 10 right now. I mean, we have so much potential ahead. But where things really, really get interesting is this concept of Shiba Inu becoming hyperdeflationary. And what that means is that you would actually see supply removed at a rate faster than what drops are taking place. Now, this is actually what brought me to Shiba Inu in the first place. And this was actually a concept that was brought about by Shibarium. Now, for those who haven't followed the path or haven't, heard me talk about it here on the channel before, when Shibarium was launched, there was a period of time where we were actually seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars in burn fees collected to actually remove Shiba Inu supply. And that was per day. It was a very exciting sign. And then we obviously had the Shibarium hard fork, which actually kind of messed things up. It reduced the fees to the point where they were almost nothing. And it pissed off a lot of people. That's why most people have kind of shied away from Shibarium as of late. Now, that being said, we've seen a couple things change on Shibarium. They're trying to move back towards a point of decentralization. We're back to the point where we're seeing millions of transactions per day. These are all very exciting signs. And actually what we're seeing right now too is an uptick in the amount of burn fees. Now, I've occasionally checked in on this from time to time, but for example, this one block that I looked at this morning, this actually had 7 cents worth of burn fees. Now, that may not sound like much, but what this would actually equate to is $441,504 accumulated over the course of the year. That's 15.768 billion Shiba Inu removed per year. Now, I know that's not trillions, but where things kind of get interesting here is when we talk about Shibarium, what do we really need to boost these transactions? What do we really need to see to get to this point where Shiba Inu is in fact hyperdeflationary, where we can see those fees rise, from 400,000 to multiple millions, removing trillions of Shiba Inu in supply? Well, you need more DeFi usage, you need more projects launch. And the great thing about that is we're not yet in the time where DeFi usage is high. That typically comes later on in the market cycle. Usually the last 6 months are pretty explosive in that regard. And really what has left the door wide open for this is the fact that Ethereum has a gas fee problem. For example, I tried to do a swap, or no, I tried to do a transfer the other day, and it was like $7, all right, in gas fees. I tried to do a swap the other day. I saw fees from 20 some dollars to $40. That is unusable. That is not how you drive adoption. And we may, again, get back to the point where you're seeing hundreds to thousands of dollars in gas fees per transaction. That's what they were at the height of the last market cycle. And that's why layer twos like Shibarium are, in fact, so important. So what this actually does is it incentivizes people to utilize Shibarium because the gas fees are cheap. And at the same time, you can actually see big removals of supply. Now, what's interesting about this as well is this is actually a buy and burn function. So the fees are actually collected in bone. And what this means then is they are actually buying Shiba Inu on the open market and then burning the supply. And why this is so important is you have consistent buying pressure and then you remove the supply at the same time. It is a very, very big deal. And frankly, Shiba Inu is the only one that has this potential to go hyper deflationary, where you can get to the point where trillions in supply are removed. Now, that's the biggest thing people want. I've said many times, removing supply in general doesn't really affect price in the near term. If someone were to go right now and, burn $1 trillion in Shiba Inu supply, it would affect price this much because they already have the supply. All it does is just remove it, right? But if you have a buy and burn function, you're creating constant buying pressure. That does, in fact, move price. And that's why SHIB has such actually a unique model with Shibarium. Now, it's very good to see that they're getting back on track with what we originally expected from Shibarium, and it may actually be happening at just the right time. And this isn't like a promotional video for Shibarium or anything like that, but I've noticed that the burns have been going up. I've noticed that the fees per transaction are going up too, and these are all very exciting signs because again, we get into those bigger times of DeFi adoption. This is something that can move Shiba Inu even higher up the line, that can make it hyper deflationary, that can make it the best store of value in the crypto space. While I don't think that we need that in general, anyways, for SHIB, it is something that would bring even further optics to Shiba Inu, that would add even more utility and may make it the most dominant asset in all of crypto. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, if you guys are new or haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. Again, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. And hit that like button as well. Let me know you guys are enjoying the content that we're making here. So have a great day. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think SHIB can become the best store of value in crypto? Do you think it can go hyper deflationary? But have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.